Good morning. It's Homer Robson, and I'm back with another podcast. But today I have a very special guest by the name of Tamia Duba. She's a junior at Southern University of New Orleans, also known as SUNO.
Yes. Yes. Hi. This is Tamia. I'm very excited to do this podcast with you.
And so, Tamia, why did you want to participate in this podcast today?
I think that it's very important and necessary to motivate a lot of women, and young men on just knowing themselves, just learning who they are.
So, and she just pretty much gave y'all what today's topic is about to be about: learning who you are. Because like you understand, like understanding who you are inside, whether you're a male, woman, vice versa, like whatever it is, that you understand deep down what you got going on for yourselves, understanding that everything that you do is at your own pace and pretty much just taking time out, understand that what you got going on does not have to be rushed. You don't have to look at the next person and see how they things going on in their life, they achieve what they want to achieve, and think that you moving too slow.
Right.
Because things going on with them is for them, and pretty much things that are going on with you is for you. So you gotta learn how to work at your own pace, and pretty much. And so this podcast that we got going on going to pretty much be it's gonna be a conversation, not so much a motivational talk, a speech or whatever. This pretty much gonna be a conversation between me and Tamia, and pretty much giving y'all insight on our opinion about how you can learn more about who you are as a person.
Right. So, starting off, do you feel it's important or necessary to find a balance in every aspect of life? With school, with work, with anything that you do you feel it's important to find a balance?
Well, honestly, you always want to have that balance in your life because you like you said with school, work, etc., sports, even you got to know how to manage your time and understanding that time management is key. Because once you know how to manage your time, your social life gonna come into play. You gonna have more time to do your training, study your schoolwork, or even put more time into your work and even into your family. But I feel like if you don't understand how to time manage, then you won't really be able to have that balance.
Right.
So, how do you feel? What's your opinion on that?
I feel that it's very necessary to find a balance. I also feel it's common that a lot of young adults in college, and I mean outside of college, also get lost just in a lot that's going on, whether it be school, bills, kids, family, all above. Like when you're involved in a lot of stuff, you kind of lose track of things. So I feel like finding that balance to just keep you on that path, keep you on the right path to where you're going. And even though it gets hard, amongst the many things you have to do, because I know life get hectic, you have a lot of stuff get in place, a lot of stuff might knock you off your goal where you're going. But I feel like that balance will just help. It'll help you.
So, all right. So, in my opinion, not in my opinion, but my question I have for you is, how can you find that balance? What are some good ways that you can find out what works for you and what doesn't work for you?
Um, I feel I really feel like it's all in yourself. I feel it's all in what you do. I feel like also a lot of parts that play in that is the people you hang around, the people you associate yourself with can also affect you. I mean, it can affect you negatively, it can affect you positively, but I feel like, the way you carry yourself, what you do, valuing yourself is most important, because if you know where you want to be, if you know what you want to do, if you know who you want to hang around, I feel like it all has to be positive for you to have a positive result. You have to associate yourself in positive things. You can't expect positive or great results and you're doing a lot of negative things or stuff that just it won't better you.
So, in my opinion, do you feel like having a balance is so much understanding what works for you and what doesn't work for you in a sense?
Yes, I definitely feel it's finding what works for you and what don't. I mean, you know, as time goes by, adjusting is always hard in the beginning. I feel like it's hard to adjust to things, no matter what it might be, no matter relationships, school, like I said, kids, whatever you might be involved with. It all, it takes adjustment for anything that you do, and it can get overwhelming. But I feel like things that are something, things that you should treasure, things that are important to you, it becomes easier in time because you know it's not so much what others, it's not what others expect from you. I feel like it's what you expect from yourself. I feel like that's what's most important, just what you expect from yourself, what you want from yourself. You know, who you are, what do you want to be, what do you want from yourself, not so much getting too into what people want from you.
Well, I know for me personally, when I had to find that balance, for me, that what worked for me was I had to cut a lot of things out of my life. Like I had to cut some friends out of my life. I had to cut some family members out of my life.
Right.
Had to cut activities out of my life. So, with that being said, have there been any instances in your life where you had to cut somebody off to create that balance, or stop doing things to create that balance that you feel like you needed for your life?
Most definitely. I feel like through time, when you first starting off, you feel like everybody's your friends. You feel like everybody is just they all for you. But as time goes by, you realize and you start to see who's really in your corner, who's not, who really want, good things for you and who don't. And I mean, it all is hard. All of that is hard. Cutting people off is hard. Cutting people off that you feel, are necessities to you. I feel like that's going to always be hard, but, when you really want that success or whatever it is that you want specifically, it doesn't even have to be so much in success. No matter what it is, I feel if it's negative for you, you have to cut it off, no matter what it is. I just feel like you have to.
And for me to like really piggyback off what she just said, like understanding that the negativity is a must, that you must get that out your life. You cannot hold that in. You cannot let that negativity stay around you because it will drain you. Negativity is very draining at that. And I was reading and I found this little saying that said it's not cutting them off out of spite, it's realizing them for it's releasing them for self-preservation. So meaning that when you cut somebody off or you cut that thing off or you stop associating yourself with a certain area, you're not cutting that off just to say that you leaving that alone and that you don't like that, you don't enjoy it. You cut it off because it's helping you uplift yourself. And the whole thing is learning who you are and living in your own fulfillment. If you're not living in your own fulfillment, it's like time wasted. And they say no time wasted is a thing. So in that case, what are you doing? Like you're not learning from it. So why consistently do what you're doing that you know that is not benefiting you?
Right.
And that's pretty much the thing about moving forward. And another concept that I read from to me as notes was it was talking about needing time to soul search. So in your opinion, what is that soul search concept and theory to you?
Soul searching. Well, I mean, I feel like that can have. It depends. I feel like soul searching, it can depend on who you are and where you are in your life. Depending on what you do, exactly what you're searching for, exactly what you're looking for. I feel like it can change and it can vary upon person. But I think for me, where I am, I mean, soul searching is so much personal. It's so much what I want for myself. It's so much what am I searching for and what I need for myself to get me where I need to go. Like, what am I looking for? Because I feel like it's so easy to want something from someone else. I feel like it's so easy for me to want this person to do this and this and this and this and this. But what about myself? Like, what do I want from me? Like, I feel like that's something I need to, ask myself. Like, what do I want for myself? And I feel like when you know what you want from yourself, when you know what you want to achieve, the expectations you have of yourself, I feel like that's the best way to get exactly what you want from yourself or from anything that you're doing, career, in life. You have to know what you want from yourself and not expect so much from others.
And like I always tell y'all, like understanding what you want, and that all ties into that soul searching. Like you want to expect the most from yourself. You want to be your biggest critic. You want to be hard on yourself at all times. You want to be overly hard on yourself, where when you mess up, it goes into you disrespecting yourself, maybe you calling yourself names, letting yourself down, you getting upset. Not so much in that instance, but understanding that you need to be critical of yourself and understand that you are great. So you need to expect greatness from yourself and work hard all the time. I always tell you guys that work hard, determination, discipline, desire. Like that was one of my first podcasts is for you all. So just understanding that you can grow and understanding that you need to grow and looking deep within yourself and finding out how can you grow and what you love, that's pretty much everything that you can do.
Right.
And you can't expect nothing else from yourself but the best. And if you're working hard, no matter if you fall, no matter if you achieve what you're looking for, no matter if you stuck in the middle in between,
Right.
that you working hard, and that's the biggest goal. Just be working hard.
And just picking back off what you're saying, I feel, it's important that you should be your biggest critic and your biggest fan. I think it should be a 50-50 thing, because at the end of the day, when you're doing wrong, you know what you're doing is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's just not so much where I want to be, or this is not so much where I want to go, or this is not the pathway I'm trying to go in. You know what I'm saying? That's when you start being your biggest critic. Oh, I need to do this better. I need to do this better, and not so much expecting someone else to tell you. It's not so much it's really like, what are you waiting for? I know that's cliche, but it's like, what are you waiting for? You know what I'm saying? Because you know what you have to do, right? So it's just like, what do you want to do? Find out what you want to do. Do like a self-analysis on yourself, just figuring out what you want from yourself. What you want. And it can be, like I said, in anything. Just in all that you do, this can go for anything, any aspect in life. And it's very gender neutral. It's for anybody. What you want to do just for yourself. Figuring it out. Self-analysis they are very helpful and very important.
And like Tamia, she know all the psychology behind it. No, I'm not a psychology major. I'm computer science, so I ain't gonna really go into the factual and technical stuff behind it.
Right.
But just me personally, I know that like, so when I was growing up, grew up in a single parent home. Dad wasn't there, and like a lot of things for me within myself was clouded. Like I didn't know what I wanted. I was lashing out because I was upset. There's different things I didn't know how to express those feelings in a manner that would best articulate me as what I had inside me. Like I was a good spirit, but I'm showing people that I'm a bad spirit, and then not being able to find that balance in between the two. I had to really look within myself, understand what was my idea of what growth was, or what being this perfect ideal I had, this ideal man that I had set up for myself, and I had to find that within, and like I told y'all in the other video, work towards that image. And now I feel like I'm fitting that image, I'm painting that image, and now I feel like I'm making it. And that's pretty much what most of you all have to do, male or woman. Like y'all just have to do that and just figure out what it is within yourself that you want. Because once you find out that want and that why, and understanding and living up to your image of yourself, you'll be fine, and there'll be nothing that nobody can take from you, because you know who you are, you know what you want, you are in tune with your spirit, and you uplift yourself every day. That's all you need to try to do, is uplift yourself. And if you're not uplifting yourself, at least try to uplift others in a sense. That's pretty much everything we have on soul searching. So what are other concepts that you had planned for them today?
Also, just something else I want to speak on is just really, I know I hear a lot of people, when when somebody do something good for you, no matter what it is, when they do something good for you, it's always, like, I feel like I owe them something. Mm-hmm. I feel like I owe them something for doing this, or I feel like I owe them something from doing that. But to me, I just feel it's best, like, if you don't owe anybody else anything, I feel like you should owe yourself something. Like, what do you owe to yourself? You know what I'm saying? I feel like you should owe to yourself anything that you ever want, no matter what it is, what you desire. I feel like you deserve that. And I don't feel like no one else should tell you or be able to tell you what you do and don't deserve, or what you can achieve or what you can't. You know what I'm saying? No matter what situation people are in, whether because being in school, of my own experience, I experienced a lot of kids, a lot of adults, people my age that are dealing, whether it's their hard time at home, kind of similar to what you have, like how it was for you growing up. They feel like, like, for example, you would feel like, oh, I owe my mom the world, and that's an understandable statement when someone done so much for you. But when you reach a certain point, or reach a certain age, and you're more on your own, you have to realize you owe yourself something. You have to do something for yourself. When it comes to careers or whatever that you want, you have to do something for yourself. So, I mean, how you feel about that? When people feel like, they owe someone something.
And if y'all didn't catch that, Tamia, she said something, like she said that I feel like I owe my mom the world. She knows me better than most people. She knows me personally. Like, we've been knowing each other for a couple of years. Right. So that's why she was speaking as if the sense that she know me personally. But she does. So I don't want y'all to hear that like, wait, he didn't say nothing about his mom. But yeah, she talking from a place that me and her had long talks long ago. Yeah, she know me. But as far as like owing people stuff, me personally, I had to get out that mindset that I owe people things, because I don't owe nobody nothing. Right. Y'all don't owe anybody nothing. So when people tell you, oh, you owe me this, you owe me that,
Right.
oh, you owe me your time, you don't owe them anything.
Right.
You work for yourself. You are trying to thrive for yourself. And whether you working because you want to help benefit your family, your friends, or you trying to benefit yourself on the court, etc.,
Right.
you only owe yourself. You only have to live up to your expectations, nobody else's expectations. So
Right.
don't let nobody drag you down or pull you down with them telling you owe them, because you don't. Only work for yourself.
Right.
And with that being said, you also got to accept when you need help, or you need to accept when you are wrong, because there's going to be instances where you're going to be wrong and you're going to need help. So ask for it. Don't think that you'll do everything alone just because you feel like that's what you have to do, because it's not. People
Right.
are out here to help you and not condescend you just because you're asking them for help. It's all right to be wrong, and it's all right to acknowledge that you're wrong. Get the help you need so you can propel yourself forward. Like, you're going to be good.
Right.
Just get the help.
And I feel like a lot of people are scared to ask for help just because of, it could be many things. Their upbringing, and I'm back on the psychology part of it, but their upbringing, or just all of that, which that plays a big part, because a lot of people expect people to do things that they wasn't raised on, or a lot of people expect people to do things that they're not used to. But I mean, of course, with time, you learn things, you learn new skill sets, you learn new things that things you haven't done before, things you never experienced. You learn as you go through life. I feel like some things just they should already be done. But at the same time, you have to realize that everybody's situation is different. Everybody's upbringing is different. You meet people, you mingle with people, and you get to know people's situations. But at the same time, like you said, you don't owe anyone anything. It's just, you don't.
And to really sum up everything in a nutshell, and to really bring this to where we need to get it to, I need to also understand that when you learning who you are, and like understanding that you can be wrong, soul searching, asking for help, making mistakes. If you have to, you can start over. You can always start from scratch. Like, it doesn't matter at what point do you start, as long as you get from point A to point B, then from point B to point C, and then from point C to point D, to however many points you need to go to. That's all that matters, as long as you are achieving each milestone as you go. Like, it don't matter if you start over. You can start over from zero. It's okay. Like, don't let yourself down because you don't want to start over, but you work in a failed environment. Like, your environment is what's failing you, and you still failing your environment as well. So, like, you don't want to just live in that aspect of failure when you can just start over and put yourself in a chance to win.
And I feel, honestly, failure, we have to accept all that it could possibly be. We have to accept failure, we have to accept success, we have to accept all of those things, because all of those things are realistic. And I think it's important to be realistic with ourselves and friends and family, to let them know you probably will fail. You probably will go through a lot of obstacles, and a lot might happen. And like we were talking earlier, just basing off when you say, oh, when I reach a certain age, I want to be at this point. Or when I reach a certain age, I want to be at that point. I feel like that is very important to do, but it's not necessary, because everybody move at their pace. And like you were saying, starting over, you might have messed up. Something might have happened along the way of you trying to get to the point where you're trying to go. But I just feel like you get as many chances as you want. And just whatever you achieve, the ranking you achieve, whatever you achieve in life is all based off of you and at your pace and what you want to do. If it's something that you're doing, that you're happy in, that you're doing career-wise, working, whatever you're doing, if you're happy with it, if somebody else ain't happy with it, that's their problem. But for you, you have to just only be happy with what you're doing. It only has to be enough for you. And I feel like if it's enough for you, then that's it. And that goes back to just valuing you and why it's important to value yourself.
I love it. Excuse me. So this is what we're gonna do. So at the end of this podcast, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave my social medias, my information at the end. I'm also gonna leave Tamia's social medias that y'all can reach her at, and information at the end of the video as well. But I want y'all to remember that the key takeaways from this is gonna be:
learn who you are, and it's very important to value yourself. And if you know you are always of value, you're valued.
And my key takeaway is gonna be: don't let other people influence you. You don't owe nobody anything. Take your time, figure out what you love, ask for help, accept when you are wrong, and understanding that you can also start over. Even the greatest minds need to start over sometimes.
And live your best life while you're doing it.
Always. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for tuning into this podcast. We hope y'all enjoy it.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for wanting to be a part of this. She's also a supporter. I will hope. Well, I ain't gonna say she is. I will hope she's a supporter, but like I'm not gonna get into that. But I know y'all support me, and I love y'all. I love her too. She she cool people. That's family. All right, y'all. We're gonna see y'all later. Bye bye.